I'll tell you that much.
A man who boasts about his dick size and having sex is just insecure about his penis size and is secretly gay.
Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Cat Five podcast. I am your host, Maddie. Or sorry, I keep fucking mixing it up all the time. Matt, and I'm here with my two co-hosts. First, George. George, say hi, buddy.
Hello, everybody. By the way, Maddie's a bitch.
And I also got my co-host, Maddie. Say hi, Maddie.
Hello, everybody. Hope everyone's doing good this evening.
And today we got you another show. This time, George is involved. Of course, you know he was absent last time. He had his own little things to do, but this time he's here, gracing us with his presence. How aren't you, George? You're just gracing us, and it's just such a nice time to have you here, huh?
Oh, dude, anytime I'm here is a good show. Whenever Maddie's here by himself, it's like fucking watching. Remember school when you used to sit down and the teacher used to put one of those lame videos for you to watch and you had to act like you liked it because you didn't want to do schoolwork? That's when Maddie talks. That's basically what it is.
Maddie, what do you guys say about that, bro?
I was tuning it out. Usually stupid stuff like that. You don't need to listen to. So why bother?
Anyways, we are starting fresh today. It is a brand new week. Hopefully, everybody had a phenomenal weekend, and yeah, hopefully you guys went to church this Sunday. If you didn't, then make sure you go next Sunday. Uh, Either way, don't know exactly where we're gonna take this episode today, but
Don't worry, we can talk about the current event that happened. Russia putting tariffs on China, their closest ally. North Korea, the soldiers don't want to fight in Ukraine. They're pretty pissed off at the way they're being treated over there. Syria is finally free from that tyrannical idiot, cocksucker, tyrant,
yeah,
evil
but it just
motherfucker.
went back to the jihads.
Look, at the end of the day, the jihad said that they're going to be doing better. They don't want to have conflict with the United States or these other UN countries. They want to stay out of it. They want to build their country. They want to be, left alone. That's what they said. So far, they've been doing the right thing. They're releasing the prisoners that were basically held hostage. Previous leader who was just killing people for fun. So I mean, let's see how they do it. How was that? How was that?
Well, yeah, that's good. Well, we'll see about the jihads and what they decide to do in the future. But those motherfuckers definitely change their mind a lot. But but yeah, we could definitely touch on those current event topics. I mean, what do you guys think about the what's that shit called? That guy who killed the CEO of United Health or whatever the fuck? What y'all think about that shit?
That's crazy. I mean, I don't know anything about it, but that's pretty stupid. A young guy giving up his life to kill somebody. I don't know it. I don't know
Bro,
the reason for it.
I saw this tweet today that was like, you know who Kyle Rittenhouse is? You remember Kyle Rittenhouse?
Yeah, I remember him. He's the guy that shot somebody in one of the Black Lives Matter movements. And then they tried to arrest him, but they couldn't because it was in self defense.
Yeah, it was the riots and all that shit. But there was like this tweet that was going around where it showed a picture of Kyle Rittenhouse, and then it showed a picture of the United Health CEO shooter. It showed a picture of him as well, shirtless, and as you know, that guy is like he's pretty built, pretty ripped, and they were saying, the right, like the Republicans, assassins or murderers or whatever, versus the Democrats murderers. Um, what do you think about that, buddy?
I mean, it's America. What else do you expect? Embarrassing. We're basically an embarrassing country at this point. I can't wait for Trump to come
That's
fix things.
because a lot of people in this country, they to resolve their personal issues and problems that they're facing due to corporate issues or political issues, they, instead of protesting, instead of signing petitions, instead of going to court, instead of doing all of these things that can make a difference, and it could have more
Where are you getting
people.
at, bro?
A lot of people in American society resort to violence and murdering people.
There you go.
Okay, but if I was able to finish my thought without being interrupted, it would have made more sense.
You make it long. Go to the point. Don't sound like a girl. Come on, get to the point like a man.
A lot of people in American society, they resort to violence and shooting and killing rather than doing things the more responsible way to be able to gain a following. And then once you grow, you can make a difference from that point, because numbers do matter. And if you just take things into your own hands single handedly and shoot somebody, kill somebody, or injure them, then there's nothing came out of that other than somebody's dead and you're in jail for the rest of your life.
I think it's kind of a dub though if you like get away with it. It's pretty good.
What kind of shit is that? It's a dumb I mean, he would have gotten away with it, but he started posting about it.
Dude,
He started
you know
leaving
what's
evidence behind.
Look, I'm not gonna say that I know exactly what happened or whatever, but there was this thing that I saw that after the dude shot the guy, he went into like this hotel lobby or something, and some girl was in the front desk, and she was flirting with him and shit, and she was telling him to remove his mask, and that's how they fucking identified him, because he pulled down his fucking mask to flirt with the chick. Like, bro, the most ironic fucking shit on the planet, bro. This man was trying to get some pussy and got caught.
Criminals in today's age, like today's criminals are the dumbest criminals, because when they do a crime, they post about it and they brag about it, like so they can get, like, I don't know, some like online sympathy or some online like, oh shit, you're a badass. Like, bro, just if you're doing crime, be yourself. Brag about it. Don't tell people, oh, you know what I did? I killed somebody. Dude, that's pretty stupid.
Yeah, trying to get that fame and shit. But yeah, no, that's I was looking at that, man. The fact that like today's day and age, you got some guy who got shot and killed in the middle of New York City, and it's like glorified and people are cheering on that type of shit. It's kind of weird to me. The type of times we live in, I guess. But either way, there was this other thing that I was looking at. Y'all heard about what happened with Jay-Z?
Yeah, he raped a kid with P Diddy.
Okay, please don't use the R word, buddy.
He molested a kid.
There you go. That's a little better.
R word. He did the nasties with the kid.
Yeah, it wasn't me. Okay, it's YouTube TOS. Okay, don't blame me. You hate the player. I mean, hate the game, not the player. You know.
Oh, we're on YouTube now.
Well, I mean, we're posting this on YouTube and Spotify. Spotify, I think, has the same TOS, but I'm not too sure. But
bleep it out if you can.
No, it's fine. We're probably just gonna get a little bit age restricted, but it's okay. I mean, I doubt that saying it one time will do anything.
Okay, I'm just gonna say this. I don't know what's the point of age restriction stuff. I mean, kids nowadays know what POR in at a young age.
Dude, I remember seeing, bro. I was in fucking elementary school and I had a phone, and I was looking at people get their like heads decapitated and shit like that. On fucking, like,
exactly. You know, nowadays it's more.
Yeah, again, I hate the fucking game, not the player, you know. But
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, so yeah, that's the type of crazy shit, man. And there's a whole ring of those motherfuckers, those Hollywood people going in about like that stuff, you know, all that kid diddling and all that type of stuff.
Hey, does anybody that's watching that would like to come on the show and argue with? Because I mean, we could no, if we know any liberals, like anybody watching, know a liberal that wants to, that, you know, they think that they're smart. Do you know anyone?
Who, me?
Oh, that actually reminds me.
The people watching, if they know
George,
any liberals.
do you happen to have Kevin's number from our place of work?
I'm no.
No. Okay.
Actually,
why
I
do you ask?
But he won't answer. He's on.
I wanted to send him a link of our podcast so he can tune in.
He won't join. Trust me. Kevin is one of those workers that once he goes out of work, he's not longer talking to you. We play fantasy, and to get this man to answer my text message, I would text him like, "Yo, I sent you a trade," and he wouldn't answer. He would be like, maybe like 4 hours later, be like, "I'll talk to you at work." That's it. That's all you're getting from him. You might want to talk to him at work, see what he thinks about it. He might tell you, "Yeah, sure, send it." But he's one of those guys that once he gets out of work, bro, he don't know you.
Okay, buddy.
No, yeah, I mean, you know, eventually, you know, we find some people. I mean, shit, we wanted Jimmy to come on, but you know, there's always problems with For some reason, I don't know what's up with the employees at our place of work, but
They're scared. They're scared of coming
bro,
here.
every single person that we invite on the show who says they're gonna be on is never on. But I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I guess
Man, we were supposed to get one guy on.
yeah, we were supposed to get somebody on today, couldn't
He
show.
said he might get on later. Said it. I doubt it. When I hear might, I already know it's not.
Yeah, no, it's not gonna happen. He's not gonna go and decide to send us a message and be like, "Oh, guys, I want to get on." Like, no, he's probably just not gonna show up. But like I said, I mean, at the end of the day, it is what it is. We move on and we make the show anyways. But but yeah, no. Eventually, I do want to have people who disagree on as well and get those interactions. I'm sure they'd be pretty interesting.
Hey man, look. All I know is we got a lot of stuff to talk about later on. Today's might be not the longest show, but it'll be perfect if we have people in here. Honestly, perfect. Maddie, you got anything to say? You've been quiet.
Oh yeah, Maddie wanted to speak on a certain topic. Maddie, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Uh, this podcast, I wanted to talk a bit about or focus on men's mental health and the awareness
Shit.
of it that we should promote more in the society that we have, because I don't feel that it's talked about enough or in depth of the severity, of men's mental health, regardless of age of the man. So I'm sure, as you guys are aware, this is a fact a lot of people know or either don't, that men are four times as likely, or men are four times, the suicide rate for men is four times higher than a woman, and anybody else is four times higher, because a lot of men, and I don't know if you guys can agree or disagree with me, they wouldn't want to seek, or they wouldn't want to look for help, or or go to therapy or things like that, because they're embarrassed. They feel that it will diminish their manhood and their sense of being a true strong man for whoever it is they need. And today's society, I'm sure we all heard as growing up as boys, is oh, suck it up. If you fell off your bike, or you got hurt in sports, or you just got hurt, you fell, got hurt, and you'll hear from other guys, just shake it off, get back up, go, keep going. Are you dead? No. Okay, keep going. And things like that affect.
Yeah,
It is
man.
a
You
good
gotta
thing.
treat him to be man.
No, 100%. But here's the thing: a man in this type of instance should also be able to have the knowledge and the comfortability of talking about their problems, because a lot of the times men don't speak about their issues. And one of the
Because we're
main
men.
things, yes, but here's the thing: men kill themselves more, that they commit suicide more. Yeah, yeah,
Chaos
unalive.
deletion. They delete themselves, bro.
Yeah, say
Delete
that. Say
themselves.
that. Don't say the because TOS again.
Men delete themselves four times more than anybody else in the world, and it's trauma that they experience either from childhood or growing up as a man. Losing a loved one, having a heartbreak, losing your job, not making enough money, not being able to provide, not being able to do the duties of a man, which affect every man. And if he doesn't speak about it, he can get to the breaking point. Like, if we just look at the last few years of just Hollywood actors that have killed themselves. I don't remember his name, but do you guys remember the name of or the
Have
person that
deleted
played the Power
themselves, buddy.
Ranger? I'm sorry.
Have deleted themselves. But no,
Uh, uh,
what are you talking about?
my apologies.
The
The
person?
man who played the Green Power Ranger.
Oh, the
Oh,
his name.
I never.
I forgot what his name was. Something like I forgot what his name was, but I think I know who you're talking about.
He unalived himself. Robin Williams. A lot of men that aren't in the public eye
I
have
mean, but
unalived themselves.
you know that these actors and stuff, they most of the time they unalive themselves because of the things they've done. So they unalive themselves because they're unhappy with the way they're living. They're not happy. The
Exactly, they're
reason.
not happy.
I keep forgetting to unmute myself in this fucking thing. Either way, so you would say that the reason why why men delete themselves on an incredible like rate is because we need to talk about our feelings more.
That's pretty soft.
Yeah, but here's the thing. There's there's a lot of men who, no offense, George, can take that the wrong way. You never know what
Nah, I
somebody
don't
else
take it
is
the wrong
going
way. It's
through.
your opinion.
No, it's your
No, I know.
opinion,
You never know what anybody's going through, but
a
at
hundred
the same
percent. And
time,
sometimes,
men gotta be men.
yes, men gotta be men. But here's the thing: a man can't be a man if he gets to the point of deleting himself because nobody listened to him or they told him to suck it up and be a man.
Well, that's if we take your premise for why they are deleting themselves at such high rates. To me, I would probably say that the reason those rates are so high is because men have stopped being men, and so now they
Yeah,
have no
exactly.
purpose in life except to embrace femininity. And when we do that, we are going against our nature, against our imperative as men. And then obviously that just makes us lose our sense of self, lose our sense of life, and then take our own lives, you know? Like, I don't think it's because we don't really talk about our emotions. I think as men, one of the biggest things about us is that we can get through things without having to speak on them, and that the things we get through, we do it for the greater good, and our lack of needing to speak on those things make us even stronger rather than make us weaker. I feel like the more we complain about shit, or the more we have to speak on it, or cry about it, or be like, hey, whatever, this, that, and the third, this is happening, like, oh, this sucks, whatever. It's just, it's it's more feminine than anything else. Like, that's what females do. It's like they complain and they talk about,
Yeah.
what's going wrong. Like, oh, my hair is not done the way I want it to be, or oh, I didn't get
I don't
to,
have anything to wear.
yeah, I don't
Oh,
have
I
good
feel like I'm getting
clothes.
fat.
Yeah, I
Oh,
feel
I feel like,
bloated or whatever.
yeah,
Like,
it's always like feelings. Men, like, look, I must say this. I know everybody's different, man. I mean, I'm not saying that you're wrong. You're right. I'm not saying that I'm saying you're right. You're right where you're going. You gotta go hard. But for most of the time, when a man opens up,
do red or
a
no?
lot of women use it against him. A lot of people use it against him. So when a man is being open, when he's finally like, letting everybody know how he is, how he feels, and everything, it usually gets worse for him. Meaning, if he felt that way already about killing himself, and he tried to like tell people,
Deleting
tell me,
himself.
okay, deleting himself. Um, if he already feels about deleting himself, then he opens up and somebody uses that against him. They start like bugging him. Women use it against him in an argument. It makes him want to just do it even more. It's
Yeah, you can put the sword
worse. It makes it
behind
worse. That's why a lot of men, it's better just to keep it
Yeah,
to
I don't know if you want to put
themselves.
the letters.
Try to fight through it, be stronger. That's what it takes to be a man. Because at the end of the day, men are supposed to be the stronger. Mental, physically, they're supposed to be stronger than women. Women are more emotional. Always complain. They always unhappy with life. Women are the ones that are. If a man does that, basically he's already opening the door to what I just said.
Yeah, plus it's
No,
not
People
100%.
mocking
it's
them.
not
I
even.
fully agree with that. I agree because there have been unfortunate instances, uh, with people who are no longer a part of my life, who I would express my hurt, my sad
That's what you want. Yeah.
feelings, and what they did to, that caused me to feel sad and, hate my life in that moment. And then in an argument, they have used it against me, and that is what I
And
think
you feel
the
worse.
real issue is, because we've seen it, we've heard it. It may not have happened to us, or somebody specifically, but that's what the real issue is in society, that I think is, we don't talk about it, and we unalive ourselves four times more, and it's a statistic, four times more than women, because the second we open it up, we open up about our feelings and this and that it's thrown back in our face. Which, if we let down our guard and we become vulnerable in that moment for anybody, and they used it and throw it in our face, that's what the real issue is. I feel that a man should talk about his issues, like, oh, I can't afford to go on this vacation, and I've really looked forward to it, but I had this and that come up, or oh, I've been sick for the last couple of weeks, and I just feel like crap, and this and that. Sometimes we don't need to complain about everything. I'm not saying men need to complain about everything, every little thing that happens, but again, it all depends on the person and their mental state, because what's big for me can be little for you, and what's big for you could be little for me.
Yeah,
But I
yeah, but
feel that, go ahead.
even then, it's not. That's not That's not like a manly thing to do. Simply because, generally speaking, men are the ones who search for solutions. We're not the ones to speak on. Oh, like for example, your example. I can't go on this trip or whatnot because I can't afford it, and we're not really the type. At least like generally speaking, men are not really the type to go off and talk about that. More so, they are the type to figure out a solution, and if they can't figure out a solution, then suck it up and move on. It's not. That's like I said, those are more feminine things to do, and I think this whole idea that we need somebody to speak to, that we need this outlet to vent our frustrations or vent our emotions and whatnot. I think it's like I said again, a very feminine thing, to do those things. You know what I mean? I think there are certain moments where things are just super fucking like stressful. Things are super fucking um, like what's the word? I guess uh, uncertain or shaky or whatever, where you kind of feel this necessity to speak on things, or you kind of feel this necessity to kind of speak to somebody about it. But I think a man's strength is also contingent on how much he can take before he has to do that. You know what I mean? Before he has to speak on it, or before he has to vent, or whatever the case may be. Like, a man's strength is as to how much he can take and get the fuck back up without having to sit down and talk about it. You know what I mean? And again, that's just a thing women do. Women are the ones that talk. Women are the ones that have to vent and they have to complain and all this type of stuff. Men generally are not. And furthermore, this whole like I guess alienation of the men of today's generation to God is another reason why men feel so alone. You know what I mean? If you really are a believer, you know that God is always with us, and we always have somebody to talk to, and that's God. I can speak to Him. I can pray for my problems. I can pray for family. I can pray for situations, whatever the case may be. I can search for for comfort, or for um, you know assurance in Him. And in so doing, I will find that in Him. But since we've kind of gone away from that, if you don't even have Him, imagine that, where now that's when you're going to really feel like you're alone. And in a world where we're making men turn more feminine what seems like every single year, yeah, there's going to be a lot of these deletion rates, self-deletion rates, because of this fact. Like, it's just, men are not made to be women. Men are made to be men. Men are
Uh,
not
uh,
made to complain about X, Y, and Z. We're made to solve problems. And, we've gotten away from that.
well, what I can agree with you is yes, as long as if you are a believer, you believe and you know that God is with you. He'll always answer your prayer. Yes, I agree. I agree with that 100%. But where I can also say from that is God also, and a lot of people who are non-believers, or those who struggle with fully believing in God. I've had my own, when I was younger in my faith. Um, I wouldn't understand why I'm going through so many problems, and I'm like, God, I'm a good person. I have a good heart. I'm always helping. I never tell anybody no. If I have the ability to help and be a good person, I always do it. But I would still have trials, and I was like, Lord, why is this happening to me? I don't do wrong by people. I don't steal, cheat, lie. I don't do anything. All I do is help. Why am I going through these hard issues? It's to make us stronger, like you said. I 100% agree on that. But at the same time, the saying is, ask and thou shalt receive. So if you pray for help with God and you believe in Him, He's also sending you someone or a situation to relieve yourself of that, because he hears your prayers, he sees what you're going through, he knows what you're going through even before you go through it. But I feel he'll always send at least one person, or a group of people who will help the young man to not feel physically alone here on this earth. Because yes, we have our relationship and our faith with God, and we should always trust him, trust in him, and give him all our troubles and worries. But he also will provide us with said person or persons to help us, because of course unaliving yourself is one of the worst sins you could ever commit. And I feel if you pray, one of the signs and one of the what's the word, one of the it's going to sound like it's a very ignorant word just to use, but I can't think of the other proper word. But one of the helpers that he'll give you is somebody in your life, your friends, your your best friend, who or a person who will become your best friend, and things like that in times when you truly need it, which is what I feel comes of that in retrospect.
I mean, I think what it would probably come down to is um, what it is that we mean by speaking about our problems, and also like kind of what problems we speak on. Because if we're talking about, like, let's say my mom just passed away, and it really destroyed me or whatnot, or it is currently, and I need to speak on that. I don't know, I don't know what that, like, that what that actually entails. Like, do I get on, like, my knees and start crying to my girlfriend, or do I get on my knees and start crying to my brother, or my father, or whatever the case may be? I don't know. I think, and it might be crazy in today's day and age to say this, which I think is also another kind of example on how, not necessarily that we've gone soft, but definitely we've kind of shifted our perception on what masculinity is. I don't even think I think men should probably simmer in their own suffering in that case. I think men should simmer in
Agree.
their own suffering. I think men should learn um, how to embrace the pain and the suffering and all that comes along with loss. And again, if we embrace God and we embrace the good news that Jesus came to pass, we will understand that might have lost them on earth, but we didn't lose them forever. And again, that in and of itself is enough to bring me comfort. I mean, there was this one line I think the Apostle Paul said that really resonates kind of with this, is no matter the circumstance, and I might be butchering it, but whatever. No matter the circumstance, I will be content. Again, we're going to feel things. And I'm not saying we're not. I'm not saying that we're supposed to be these robots that feel no emotion and whatnot, because you're gonna feel it. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna be sad. It's gonna be horrible. You might even have to cry. I don't believe that the true testament on what masculinity and strength of a man is to complain, or to cry for everything, I suppose. But even 50% of things or 30% of things, I think crying for 10% of things is just a little too much.
Maddie, has this happened to you?
You said what, buddy?
Maddie, has it happened?
Oh, Maddie.
Has what happened to me, buddy?
Have you felt like that before?
Where I have no one to listen to me, and I feel nothing would help me other than just unaliving myself.
Yeah.
I did. I had a very low point in my life where um I felt I knew I had all my quote unquote friends and my family, and uh and things like that. But I for some reason, and to this day, I still don't know where it came from, because you guys know me. I'm always happy. I'm always joking. You never see me upset. Never. Um, but for a whole week, at one point in my life, I felt like I had, like, genuinely like a dark cloud over me and everything. Nothing was really going wrong in my life. but I felt like there was this big dark cloud just putting me down into a dark place where I just wanted nothing more than just uh to just disappear and leave no trace, which it does bother me thinking about it because I haven't really thought about that in a while. Of that situation of my personal experience and years. But and I'm the type of person, I believe in God, I trust in Him, and I would pray every single day to help me get out of it. And thank God I did. I I was at the point where I hated everything and nothing. I didn't feel any love. I didn't feel anything other than just walking around with this dark cloud, just saying, "You're not worth it. You're not man enough. You're never gonna be a good man. Why don't you just do it? Why don't you just unalive yourself? Why don't you just this and that? Nobody will care. They'll cry for a day, but then they'll move on. They'll forget about you in a year, this and that." And I thank God that I got out of it, because there's a lot of people I have been able to help whenever they're at their darkest moments, because I understand what it's and I thank God very, very much right now that I have never been in that point since then. But I'm glad, and I know how terrible that feeling was. So I'm very glad and thankful that anyone who's been in my life from then to now that has had an issue or feelings of no worth and no love, and just feeling like they're just a worthless piece of garbage that the world will completely forget, and the people that they feel love them the most will just completely forget, know that they have somebody there that can understand their their sadness, and help them to understand that they're full of worth and potential, and that unaliving yourself is never the answer, harming yourself is never the answer, because you always will matter to someone, or a lot of people, for the rest of your days and their days.
Yeah, bro, that's true. You can't be thinking like that, to be honest.
No, 100%. But unfortunately, a lot of people, some things just trigger in them, and it is very unfortunate, and it genuinely breaks my heart knowing that some people are walking around every day hating life, hating themselves, just wanting to end it all. It genuinely makes me upset and sad to think that some people or some young men are going around day to day, and I'm over here. I'm a happy-go-lucky guy. I see a squirrel on the road and I get happy. I'm like, oh, look how cute a little squirrel. Or I'll see a beautiful sunset or a sunrise. It'll be a nice cool breeze, and I'm like, oh, I love this. So beautiful to be standing here right now witnessing this. And it's so sad that another person could be witnessing the same thing I am, and they're battling demons, and they're battling depression, and they feel no matter how much they know they have somebody around them, they feel that they have nobody at the same time, which I feel is incredibly heartbreaking, because nobody should feel like that. But unfortunately, sometimes people's brain chemistry, they just beat on themselves so much that they get to sometimes a point of no return, or to a point that seems like no return, but it takes a lot to get them out of that. Because I'll be honest, that week was the hardest week of my life, and I can only imagine some people that I know that are going through that for years, or that's how they are just in general. And it's so heartbreaking that they don't love themselves as they should, and they don't express themselves, even not even about little things. Like, if they have 10 little things going wrong in their life and they hate their life, but that one thing that's truly eating them up, that is the first thing they think of when they wake up, and the last thing they think of when they go to sleep. That's what's heartbreaking, that there's a lot of situations and people like that, that they don't feel heard. And In my opinion, and it really hurt me growing up. Uh, in my school, I had a handful of people that unalived themselves that I knew, and it really hurt me because nobody should ever do that, and because they felt they weren't heard, and to get that call and the email from the school saying that somebody with the school with took unalive themselves is not something somebody wants to hear, especially when you thought you were one of the people who was making them feel better, which is why this is a little close to home for me, for my own personal experiences and just people I see on the street and things I see on social medias and things like that. So I, that's why I firmly feel, yes, men, we have to be men. You know, a diamond isn't created from just blowing on it. A diamond is created under pressure, which is what I feel. Yes, men, we should be as strong as diamonds. We should be strong. We have to go through battles. We have to go through issues. We have to go through pain, loss, suffering to become stronger, to overcome that, so that whatever comes our way, we can deal with it, move on without it affecting our capabilities of being happy. But unfortunately, for a lot of young men and older men, that's not the issue. They go through life feeling that every time a little bit of that pressure gets to them, that they're cracking. When in reality, they're getting stronger, but they're just at a point where they don't feel that, which I feel is very upsetting. Which is why I firmly believe that no matter what it is, you everyone needs to talk about something, because you never know when it is that they feel that, if you because the last thing anybody wants in that type of situation, and I don't mean to keep rambling, but like I said, this is very close to home for me. But nobody should ever feel afraid to talk. A young man should never feel afraid, or I'll say anybody. Nobody should ever feel afraid or embarrassed or a big feeling of restraint to talk to someone about their problems and their issues, because they're gonna get oh, somebody's going through it worse. Yes, somebody's always going through something worse. Or, oh, you'll get over it, it'll pass, or you can fix it, this and that. Sometimes, a lot of the times, people don't need to hear that. They We just need to be heard. We need to know you're there. We need to know you're understanding. We need to know that what we're going through, it could, like I said, what's big to me could be little to you, and what's big to you could be little to me. So, which is why I feel no matter the situation or the problem, everyone should express themselves to be heard. Because if not, I wouldn't want to be on the receiving end again of being told somebody I knew unalive themselves, because that's not a conversation or anything you ever want to experience in your life.
No,
What do you think about that, Matt?
yeah. I'm not gonna sit here and say that his experiences are incorrect, or, what you experienced is X, Y, or Z, because your experiences are your experiences. What I will touch on is, I suppose, the general population of men, because that is what we're talking about here. We're talking about male mental
Yes.
health. Um, I think men need to learn how to be men, and I think the saying goes, um, you know, act like a man, or be like, or I think, yeah, act like a man. I think it's something that is not just. I think people look at it too surface. Like, it's just act like a man, or I guess I should act like my gender, like my sex, or whatever. Like, no, it's a certain description on how men act. All right, stoicism is one of those big things, and to be stoic is to be able to be in pressure and to be able to take it. Right? We're talking about, like, a diamond isn't made in cushy, comfortable conditions. A diamond is made in fire, in pressure, in extreme heat. And it's not, it's not a fire's not going to go in, or rather a diamond's not going to go in and complain about it. You know, a diamond's going to go through that process and make it, you know. And I suppose I'm kind of getting a little bit off track with the diamond, metaphor. But regardless,
You like
yeah,
diamonds?
my whole kind of idea here is that to be a man is to not need the ear of anybody. To be a man is to go through life understanding that it's not going to be easy, that it's going, especially for us men, and I think men don't hear this enough, is life will not be easy. Life will be difficult, especially for us. Life is going to be treacherous, and there's going to be times where not only will you feel alone, but you will truly be alone, and there will be nobody there for you to go to. And there will be times where you're going to have to trek through this this wasteland of life and make it out the other side somehow, some way. And the only person that you will be able to lean on for that is, well, I suppose two people you can lean on for that is God and yourself. So you're going to have to figure out some sort of way to get your ass to the other side, because again, nobody in this life is going to help you except for God and yourself. Now, you know, when it comes to talking about it and things like that, I think, again, the whole idea that you need to speak about your problems is kind of a big part of why people, in my opinion, take their own lives a lot. It's not like, we have to learn how to not need that. We have to learn how to understand that no matter, and I'm going to touch on the same quote that I read from the Apostle Paul, no matter the circumstances, I will be content. No matter what happens, I'm going to move forward. No matter what happens, I'm going to keep trekking on until I cannot anymore. And the only thing that's going to stop me is when God decides that I'm done with whatever mission he has for me on earth. That's it. You know, and I think, again, this also ties into the fact that that a lot of people nowadays do not have that faith anymore in that higher power, in that being above ourselves. You know, we think that we're the center of our lives, we're the center of this world, or maybe we think we're not. But what do we think is? You know, rich people or celebrities or whatever the case may be. That's not the case. You know, and people don't understand this. And that leads them to think that they're not enough. And then, since they're not enough, there has to be somebody who's more valuable, and we need advice from those people, or we need to be heard from those people. What you need, as a man especially, again, I'm speaking to men here, pick up your pants, buckle them bitches up, and get walking. Put your boots on, dry off your socks, whatever you have to do, but keep moving forward. Life is not going to stop for you. If you think that self-deletion is an option, you're going to see that that option is not a get out of jail free. It's a damnation to something even worse. But we forgot about that. You know, again, I feel for everybody who feels like they get to a point where there's no answer anymore. And again, I'm speaking to men here. To a point where you feel that way. There has to be a point where you think to yourself, there's no way out. I can't talk my way out of this. I can't complain my way out of this. I can't do anything to get out of this but move forward and figure out a solution. And that's what men need to do more of. We need to figure out solutions more. That's just my take. Again, I'm not saying that your experiences are anything other than valid. I mean, your experiences are valid. You know, you've gone through things, and you know, I'm sure that I'm sure that everybody has their own experiences that are unique to each person, and life today, especially for men, is very, very difficult. And I look at some of these OnlyFans creators, for example, and I think to myself, these people are doing extremely immoral things. They are selling their bodies, selling their bodies online for money. Sometimes they're actually having sex for money, and they are living lives that are much more comfortable. I'm not going to say better, but much more comfortable than my own. Although I am trying to do my very best to stay um, on a path that God will be content with. You know, that God will look at me and be proud, rather than, you know, give myself up to the money, give myself up to the world, and do something for, you know, comfort in this life. You know what I'm saying? I look at that, you know, it kind of tears me down a bit. But you gotta remember, as men, we don't have it easy. But it's not gonna get easier by complaining about how it's not easy.
Yeah. Can I interrupt for a little bit?
Of course, buddy, go
I
ahead.
mean, you said about the OnlyFans creators. I mean, you're right there. These are young girls that are making the real danger behind it. But look at one of the, the stars, the little stars. You know what I'm talking about? PORN. A lot of them can't have regular lives anymore after that. Look
Buddy,
at
if
this
you sorry
girl,
to interrupt you, buddy.
Mia
If you want, you can say corn instead of the
Corn. All
PORN, so you
right,
can say corn star. But
all right.
yeah,
So
just
corn stars. There's one that she gets. Everybody knows her. I'm gonna use her for reference because of what she went through. Mia Khalifa. You guys know her, right?
buddy, I was her biggest fan for like a couple
All
years.
right. I think every guy was her biggest fan. I mean, Maddie was the biggest one of them all. The guy had even premium his corn site. All right,
No, buddy,
stop talking.
I've followed her life ever since she was born, buddy. Well,
Listen,
you know,
she tried to step away from that. She tried to have, regular job, have a relationship with somebody.
no Diddy.
It all failed. Yeah, it all failed. People on the street would always call her, corn. Oh, that's the girl that's corn. People go up to her, disrespect her because she had fans, but they'll disrespect her because they don't. She doesn't have respect like that. She's not considered a respectful woman. So a lot of them usually turn to drugs, usually stay in the business because they can't do anything else. They can't have a regular job. They can have no relationships. If they do have a relationship with somebody, they usually leave them. I mean, come on, you're dating a porn star. Somebody's gonna see you with her. They're gonna be like, "Oh, I've seen your girl naked." And a man as a man feels disgusted because you don't want nobody to see your woman ever naked. These women later on reject, like they feel horrible about it, about the decision, and that is sad. But these young girls don't realize that. They just see the money and they're like, all this money right now, I can do whatever I want, better than a man, independent. And dumbest thing in my life. Dumbest thing I ever heard is that a woman says she's independent and strong because she does OnlyFans.
Yeah, she's dependent on men in some way, shape, or form. You know, I
Yeah,
mean,
they're always dependent on men.
yeah, regardless of how you see it, they're dependent on men regardless. But you know, that's the biggest lie that women have been sold, is that, you know, selling your body for money is quick, easy, and it has no repercussions other than, you know, your body is out in the, you know, in the world, or whatever the case may be. But you know, a lot of these girls, like you mentioned, they find the hard truth of what they did in the future of their life. Um, it really is sad to see, man. It really is sad to see, and a lot of these females nowadays are going into this industry, um, believing that it's all sunshine and rainbows. It's chilling and it's okay and whatnot. When in reality, there are repercussions to those actions, and you know, it's not gonna be sunshine and rainbows. There's gonna be bad things that are gonna happen, and you know, I think I'm not entirely sure on the numbers when it comes to the self deletion rate of corn stars, but I've seen a couple that have done it, you know, and I mean, it is tough, bro. Like, imagine you're going into the real world now after quitting, you know, a corn career, and you're like, you know, you're walking around the world and your naked body is on the internet for everybody to see at all points in time.
Even if some of them have kids and they've even said it that it's the toughest thing they had to do is think about what they have to tell their kids later on. Like, why does everybody at my school know you, mom? You have to explain to them, and then your kid's gonna feel pretty bad. So a lot of them that have children, they've said that they don't know how that talk is gonna go, and the ones that say that they know, they said that they're not proud of it. But at the end of the day, it's all like your actions are affecting your future later on, especially for your sons, your daughters. They're gonna look at that and be like, that they're not gonna. A lot of kids are not gonna respect you for that. especially found out your mother was a porn star. You don't want to be respecting her that much because especially if you're in school, you kind of want to be away from her. You don't want her to pick you up from school. You don't want her to go to parent teacher conferences. You're gonna want your dad to be there if he's there. Stuff. These women don't realize it, that their value goes down to do that. A lot of girls I've seen these other podcasts where they interview them and they're saying, "Oh, but I make more money than a lot of guys, and they don't want to date me." Of course, I don't want to date you because everybody knows what you got. I wouldn't want to date a girl that has like 150,000 people seen her already naked. That's for me, a girl that's been seen naked so many times. It's like dating a girl that's been ran through the entire city, basically. That's my opinion.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of the idea behind a lot of these females that do these kind of things, where they don't believe that sex or their sexual nature or their body is a sacred thing. It's kind of just like it's just a thing, Sex, I mean, it feels good, it's not like a sacred thing. It's not a very important thing. It's just something that feels good, whatever. We do it. It is what it is. When in reality, it can't be more opposite from that. The truth can't be more opposite than that, Sex is a very important thing, and, when you
Hey,
find
Maddie,
that person.
I
Sorry,
have a
go ahead.
question from Maddie. I have a question from Maddie. You're the same. Would you date a girl that's been doing OnlyFans?
Me personally, I would not want that. No.
Why not? Let's say she's a good girl. She's a good girl. She changed. She said, "I'm no longer doing it." Her life is already stable, but she did that. A lot of people know her for that. A lot of her videos are still out there, even though you know that about she's no longer doing it. You wouldn't do it either, right?
Well, I mean, here's the thing. With that type of industry and platform, you never know who's following you, right? There's probably thousands or millions of people using it, and if I was with a girl and we're in a party, in a very big party city hub, and somewhere, and she gets recognized, and we're on a date or this and that, and they're like, "Oh, I followed you on OnlyFans. I loved the video of you doing this, and that." I would feel uncomfortable knowing that my girl or my partner, who I'm trying to grow with, I'm trying to have a good loving relationship with, uh, their naked body, their sexual acts, and all that have been seen by so many people, and those videos and pictures have been used for people's personal time. That would bother me because I mean I don't want a girl that's what are those people that are, is it the Amish that they don't show their ears and things like that, or their ankles?
No, that's Muslim.
Yeah, you're talking about the burqa bitches, as like
No, no,
as
no,
as I like to call them.
no, 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 no,
Oh
not
shit,
that.
is
It's,
that is
it's
that
here.
like
It's here in
insensitive?
America.
Yeah, that's insensitive.
So I just
It's
said.
here. It's
Sorry,
here
my
in
bad.
America.
Listen, I take back that phrase, burqa bitches or something. I don't know. I take it back. Sorry.
But there's an American culture. I believe it is the Amish that they wear
I mean, they wear
clothes.
dresses, but it's not really like. I mean,
They don't really
I
show skin.
suppose it's kind of modest. Like they're trying to be modest or something. But shit,
Yes, exactly.
I
Like
mean, the
I don't
Catholics
want.
do the same thing, I guess. But
Yeah, like uh, sure. The thing is, I wouldn't. I wouldn't want that. I wouldn't want that. But I don't want that. But I don't want a girl who's had, like George said, their naked body all over the internet, because she could delete her account, delete all the pictures and videos, but all
But
those
it's
are going
still
to
out
stay.
there.
It's still out there. The internet is forever. All that, every text message you send, every picture you post, every
what if
video you
she's
make.
what if she's had like before she met you or whatever, she posted like thong bikini pictures on her Instagram, what would that be too far? You know what I mean? Thong bikini pictures, or is that like, no, it's fine because she went to the beach? I heard that a lot from dudes.
I mean, I don't know. Me personally, I'm 50-50. Would I? Here's the thing: if you get with a girl who you know she has a good body, she's very
Ooh,
pretty,
phenomenal
and
body.
this and that, sure, baby, or not baby, sure, she can flaunt her stuff, look good, wear those nice tight dresses that make her feel
You know my
pretty.
opinion here, dude. Honestly, if you made me choose between a OnlyFans girl and a girl that had a kid, but the girl that had a kid only been with one guy, and the guy, I don't know, died or something, I'd probably take the girl with the kid over the OnlyFans. I couldn't
Yeah,
be
but I
with a
don't think
girl
that's
that
a hot
half the
take, to
world
be
have seen.
honest. I don't think
No,
that's
it's
really a
not,
hot take.
but I mean, would you rather if you had to just choose here? You had to choose one. This the gotta choose. You choosing the girl with the baby, but the dad is no longer around. He passed away. That was the only man she was with, and it. Or would you choose the OnlyFans girl or the corn girl?
You asking Maddie?
Both of you.
I don't really believe that it's that tough of a choice, to be honest. I mean, you're choosing the mom uh, every day of the week.
Exactly. Exactly. But I'm asking now. I'm gonna ask Maddie. Maddie, what are you choosing? Because I know Maddie doesn't like girls with kids. That's what I want.
Well, it's not that I don't like girls with kids. I personally wouldn't prefer to get into a relationship with a girl that has a child or children, because not that I wouldn't want to help raise the kid, but it's just I wouldn't want to start off with a kid that's not mine. If you can
Right.
understand what I'm saying.
So you're choosing the OnlyFans girl?
No, I'm not choosing the OnlyFans girl. It's just you know, I would choose the mother, but you never know. The thing
It's a tough one for you, isn't it?
Maddie,
it's
we
not
get
that.
it. You're choosing the chick with the child, bro. Nobody here is gonna
What if we
hold it
give you a
against you.
third option? What if we give you a third option, Maddie? You got those two options, and then you have a girl with a dick.
So, dude.
Yeah.
I'm choosing the mother.
I just
All
wanted
right,
to
all
see
right,
what
all
he
right.
would say.
What? Okay, to George, right? Because George, this was a very easy, ultimatum for you. But what if the mother was a mother of 3 kids and she had 3 baby
Shit.
daddies, and each of those baby daddies were alive? Which one would you
Ooh.
choose? OnlyFans, or would you choose the mother?
That's basically choosing a girl that's been seen by the world or has so many.
Okay, let's just say she only has those bodies though. It's only those 3 guys, and they're all baby daddies.
Dude, dude, honestly with you, I probably choose the OnlyFans girl and
Oh
then
shit. Okay.
and then wait, but then break up with her like the week after.
Okay, fine. Then let me add a stipulation to the hypothetical. You have to stay with this chick for the rest of your life.
Oh, I'm choosing the baby daddy girl.
To be honest with you, I think there's actually a pretty good argument to be made to choose the OnlyFans chick, only because you have
I mean,
3 baby
yeah,
daddies, bruh.
yeah, but
All it
dude,
takes
it's
is
three.
one of them
What?
motherfuckers to be crazy, bruh. If one of them is crazy, bruh,
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
cooked.
but what about if the OnlyFans girl has a crazy ass fan base? She might have like you don't ever know who's watching. She might have like a serial killer watching, and
I,
he finds out she's with you.
I
It's the
mean,
same thing.
could be, except like you also get the advantage of being with a girl who has a lot of money, so you don't have to worry about that.
Nah,
And
I'm
then
okay with that. I
I
can
don't
make
know,
my
bro.
own money.
I'll be honest with you, bro. Not saying
It's a
that I
lose
would
lose in this
choose. Yeah, no,
situation.
it's definitely a lose lose. Not saying that I would choose the OnlyFans chick, but I can understand why men would choose that. To be honest. What about you, Maddie? What would you choose between those two? You still choosing the mom?
I suppose yes, I would choose the mom.
Yeah, bro. I mean, you probably have a girl that's. I mean, look at this girl, the one that made $45 million here. Got
I
her
don't
name.
know.
Yeah, look it up. Look it up. She's super cute. Hot. I don't know her content, but apparently it came out that she made more money than an NBA player and a boxer and all, because she made 45 million in 1 year. And this girl supposedly said that she's never shown her body like her privates. She's only shown bikini pictures. She's making money because she has guys that just they pay her a lot of money, but she's never shown them anything, just bikini pictures. And I'm just here like, if she made 45 million without showing a piece of her body, would you date her? All she showed was bikini pictures. Never showed no, no cooch, no melons, just bikini pictures.
That's a bit of a toughie.
I mean, I would. Give me that choice with the girl with the 3 kids, I choose her. Because I mean, it's not like she's shown any body part that everybody's gonna be like, hey, I saw your whole video, liked it. No, she's just showing them pictures of her in a bikini, and then she does a video of her coming out of the pool. Nothing too strange. The video she does, I heard, is that she just showers with a bikini on. Men pay for that. I mean, like, she's not showing anything naked or nothing. That's what people are saying. That's what she said in an interview. She doesn't pay. I mean, she doesn't do anything out there because she said herself she is a Catholic girl or a Christian girl, but she's doing that. She says it made 45 million in 1 year. It's freaking wild. Did you find her, Matt?
Oh, you wanted me to look her up?
No, Matt, not Maddie, Matt.
What is it? Sorry. What is it,
You're in
gentlemen?
there. Oh, you weren't paying attention, buddy?
No, I was. But what is it?
The girl. Okay, I'll search her up. What up? Let me look it up here. $5. Her name is Sophie Rain. She makes 4 million a month. Look her up. Does not show.
Listen, buddy, if I look her up, I'm gonna have to step
naked
out for a
pictures.
couple seconds.
She just
Okay, buddy?
shows very provocative pictures. Why?
Because there'll be some business I have to take care of. I'm just kidding. No. I don't want people to think that I'm a degenerate. No, listen.
No, but
Listen.
okay, so
Sophie
this is
Rain
her.
is the fucking fakest Christian. Well, no, there's other fake Christians, but she's one of the fake Christians. Do not be deceived by the whore. Do not be deceived. Okay, gentlemen.
That's what I've heard. I don't pay for her things.
Listen,
I don't pay for that.
Any
I can't
woman
really tell you
that sells any sort of pictures of her body on the internet for money, like for the purposes of a man jerking off to it, she's a prostitute.
It is, but listen to this. There's a guy. She has a big fan.
You talking about the $4 million guy?
Dude, he gives her $4 million each month. Not even, no, he doesn't give her $4 million each month. He gives her around $2 million each month. $2 million, just that guy alone. For private dance videos, private videos. This man pays that much money. I mean, like, dude, if you want to see that, like, probably pay a profit. Probably look better. Get some action. Why would you waste that much just to see fucking video? Like, I know, I will never pay for that, but dude, what's wrong with people in this world?
Yeah, sometimes
Maddie,
people.
would you pay for that, Maddie? Would you pay for her if you saw her?
No. I
Have you
wouldn't
seen her?
spend my money to buy nudes of somebody else.
Obviously. What? You'll pay money to buy nudes of somebody else?
I would not. I would not.
Yeah, I don't understand this whole idea of having to purchase nudes.
I don't know
when
why.
Pornhub exists. I don't understand. I mean, not to say that you should watch Pornhub, but I mean, if you can get the shit for free, cuz why would you waste your hard-earned money to see something you can see for fucking free? I don't understand.
Exactly. I mean, I understand that's not the girl you want to see. You want to see this girl, but still, even then, we got AI now. You can put AI and put her face on it. You might actually you might even put a picture of her with clothes on. The AI might just take it off and say this is what she would look like, and it's free. Or really weird. Or weird. They're paying for pictures of bikinis or nude pictures, and it's mostly men. I don't know why men are that disgusting. Weird. That's weird as fuck, bro.
Some people, you know.
Hey, Maddie, I have a question
Weird.
for you. I have a question for you, Maddie.
Uh,
If you've been dating a girl for a very long time, you found out she was doing that, she was doing OnlyFans behind your back, you didn't know anything. She was paying everything for you. She was paying the house. She was paying groceries, your car. Girl loved you. You were the entire world. She was doing OnlyFans. You found out. Still be with her. Been dating for like 10 years.
I don't think so.
That'll be a breakup right there for 10
Yeah.
years.
Yes.
What about you, Matt?
Sorry, but I wasn't listening. What was that?
If you found out your girl was doing OnlyFans behind your back, you guys were 10 years into a
Goodbye. See you
relationship.
later. No more connection or communication from me.
This guy don't even let me finish the question. Like, fuck no, get the fuck out my life. You're gone, bitch. You know, a lot of men,
Zero tolerance policy. Sorry, guys.
man. No, I don't have that, dude. Honestly, my girl did that. It's over. Done. It's a done deal.
Yeah, I feel like if like obviously it all depends on how you run your relationship, I suppose. Although I would say that running your relationship in that way is completely and utterly embarrassing. But
It is.
if you're cool with that, your girl doing that behind your back, regardless, would be probably
For
something
me-
that I would say don't fucking
For me,
like,
it's
you
a
know, just
no.
no, yeah, 100%, bro. For me, listen, even if you sell feet pics, bro, I'm sorry, that's you're goodbye. All right, that's all I gotta say. Have a good life. I don't want your feet money, I guess. Although I guess I would be described as somebody who's very extreme when it comes to my expectations of women.
You're not extreme. You just have your standards. You know? Everybody has their standards.
Nobody, I mean, you know better than anybody, Mr. George, that I'd be described
I mean,
as pretty
what
extreme.
you say at work, it is extreme. Some things you say at work, I don't know if you're being serious, but some things you say are
Well, what is something that is extreme to you, huh,
extreme
George?
to me is taking the right to vote. If it all women, even men. Another thing that you do extreme is say that girl should do what a man wants, should be slapped if she refuses.
I don't fucking say. Okay, well, I will say I
You
I
did
do
it
say
should be brought back.
I do say that men, or rather that no women should be allowed to vote, but I don't say that women should be slapped for not doing what their men want. The fuck?
You okay? I don't know if you. That's why I said I don't know if you said it playing around, but you told Jimmy that if your girl steps out of line, you backhand her.
Yeah, but
I
that's
don't know if you said it.
that's my girl. I'm not saying that I would recommend that to every person's girl.
Oh, you wouldn't recommend it to every.
Yeah, like if she speaks out of line, I'm giving her a backhand to the face. No, I'm just obviously I'm kidding. I don't want anybody to twist my dick here. I mean my words here. I am joking about that,
Hey,
not
Maddie,
about the
what do you
voting
think
thing. The
about
voting
that?
thing completely. I think women shouldn't be allowed to vote whatsoever. But anyways,
Why? I want to know why they shouldn't be
because they
allowed
don't
to vote.
deserve it. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, I don't know. They just. I mean, I guess yeah, they don't deserve it.
Oh, why? Why don't they deserve? Their mothers. They they work.
You don't know my phone number? Look at it
They're
on
in
your
the
phone.
military.
Because
They're
of
part
the
of society.
simple fact that they. Yeah, but it doesn't matter. I mean, at the end of the day, like I said before, men are the only ones that could be conscripted, and we talked about
So
this on the last episode.
would
Me
you
and
say
Maddie.
would you say that Mary shouldn't be allowed to vote either?
Yeah, I don't think Mary should be allowed to vote.
So
I
the
mean,
mother of Jesus shouldn't be allowed to vote.
no, I mean, although she is the queen of heaven, so regardless, she's gonna have more of a say than anybody else in heaven. But on earth, if she was alive today, when it comes to the political, world climate of the USA, yeah, I don't think she should be allowed to vote.
So you think women should be treated here second-class citizens?
Well, I don't understand why not being allowed to vote would be an entailment of being treated as
I mean,
second-class
because if you
citizens.
take the right to vote, you're basically taking away the rights of that.
No, of course not. I mean, you can have every other right that is so dear to you, except for the right
But we
to
have
vote.
okay, but we have some rights in this country
Well, I don't understand.
that are for women.
Wouldn't kids be considered second-class citizens in this country? Wouldn't illegal
I mean,
immigrants
yes, but then you're
who
talking
aren't
about kids with undeveloped minds.
okay, even kids who are 17 years old, you would say that 17 you still can vote. Would they be second-class citizens?
For me personally, I would say that the age to vote should be 21.
Yeah, I'm sure you would say that, but then at that point, people who are 20 years old, 19 years old would be, and those people are technically adults. They are quote unquote second-class citizens in this country
mean,
at that point.
Okay, look, listen. You can only drink once you're 21.
Which I think is pretty fucking stupid, mind you. But regardless.
But you become an adult at 18. That's why I'm saying it's pretty stupid.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Because you can purchase a gun at 18 and you're still not mature. I'd say 21. If you're saying liquor should be in like 21 years old, then you should make it adult at 21 years old. You should make it able to buy a gun at 21 years old.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure you would
Make
say
them
that.
adults at 18 and then, hey, you gotta wait. Now you gotta wait. You're not really an adult. You can't drink yet. You gotta wait till 21.
Yeah, but
it's
but
kinda
then
dumb.
you can go to war at 18.
Exactly.
Exactly.
I mean, you could go to war at the age of 17. At the age of 16, you can go to war as well in this country. Regardless of anything, there's no real set standard as to who adult or what adult is. Some people say, I mean, when it comes to the age of consent, for example, there are some states that put the age of consent at 16 years old. There are some states that put it, or most states that put it at 18 years old. So when it comes to these certain things, drinking, 21 years old, I can sign up, or I can sign a loan to my name at the age of 16 or 17 and be in debt for however long it is my loan lasts for. But I can sign a contract like that puts me in debt to the country at the age of 16 and 17, but I cannot vote at the age of 16 or 17. So I'm mature enough to sign my life to a contract for this country or to a company or an organization in this country, but I can't vote. Now, if you tell me that the voting age should be 21, then all the adults 18 and up before 21 are going to be second-class citizens. I don't understand this whole idea that voting, just the fact that you can't vote means that you're a second-class citizen at this point. It's pretty asinine.
So, buddy, what is your say here in this? Women
You said what, buddy?
shouldn't vote. Your final say is women shouldn't vote. Maddie, what about you?
Women should
think-
vote
Why?
because it's a basic human right, and as an American citizen, everyone should be able to vote.
All right. So I almost called him the name. He doesn't want me to say. So Matt says that they should.
You motherfucker.
Matt said that they should. You agree with him though? Like that.
Yeah, I don't understand. I don't understand why this is considered to be a basic human right, though. Why would that be a basic human right to vote in your government?
Because you live under the stewardship of the government.
And so what? Why would that be a basic human right?
Because if you live under the government, you should have a say in on what abilities you're granted by the government based on voting and polls.
Okay, so if it's okay, you would say that a basic human right is a right that should be given to anybody, generally, considering it's basic.
I suppose, yeah.
Okay, so again, I don't understand why, if it's a basic human right, why aren't illegal immigrants allowed to vote in this country? Why aren't children under the age of 18 allowed to vote in this country? Or at the very least, people under the age of 18, because I don't believe that I don't believe a year between 17 and 18 just magically makes you an adult. But regardless, why are those people not granted basic human rights, quote unquote, if it is such a basic human right? I mean, as far as I know, the basic human rights that people are allowed, or I suppose the basic human rights that we can all agree on, is life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, because everybody has a right to life, to live. Everybody has a right to be free, and everybody has a right, human right, to pursue some sort of happiness in any age, any gender or race or whatever the case may be. I don't really understand this idea that voting is a basic human right, considering, again, not a lot of humans have this right that you're calling basic. Again, People under the age of 18 do not have that right. People who are here illegally or just don't have full papers also don't have that right. So again, I mean, tourists who come here do not have that right. So again, don't necessarily understand how this is a basic human right. I mean, simply because
I mean, Maddie,
you live.
he's debating you. He's not debating me.
I mean,
He's
I'm debating both
you.
of you because both of you disagree with me. If you have an answer for
No,
me,
I
George, I
didn't
would love to
disagree
hear
with
it.
you. No, my thing was that I asked. That's why I asked Maddie. Maddie, what do you think? And he said that's a basic right. I never said that was a basic right. Maddie said it was a basic right. I'm asking Maddie to respond to that. Because for me, I mean, this, like you said, is the pursuit of happiness, liberty, and whatever else.
Yeah, those I would agree are basic human rights. Yeah, but
Those are
voting,
basic human rights.
Voting
is not a
definitely
basic
not.
human right.
Yeah, voting is definitely
No,
not.
that's
I
not.
think voting. Listen, this is exactly why I would say women do not or should not have the right to vote, because voting is not a basic human right to me. To me, voting is a privilege granted to some people, earned by a certain group of people based on some sort of responsibility they have. And so that responsibility that would fall on men would be the responsibility of having to suit up to go to war and be on the front lines of a battlefield to defend this country if so need be. Women will not have that responsibility, not because we don't allow them to, because we could theoretically allow them to, but simply because they are unable to do it. Women are not able to do what men can do in the battlefield, which is why generally in a war, especially a world war, they will not be put in the front lines. Men will, in droves, especially young men.
Matt, there's something I need to say here, and I agree with you when you said this. If men wanted to right now say and vote, it's gonna happen. Like,
wait, I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
Remember what you said? That you said at work. You said that if men wanted to, say no, like you can't vote anymore. That's it. It will happen.
Yeah, because men hold the monopoly on what we would call force in this country, or I mean, I suppose in the world in general.
The world,
yeah, men are the ones who have the power. I mean, if we all collectively decided that women will not be able to do X thing, there is no way that the women will be able to overpower us because, again, genetically speaking, biologically speaking, we are much more powerful than women. That's just kind of the whole idea, which, again, goes to show you how benevolent, how good, and how peaceful, and how gracious men actually are. You know, me saying we should take away women's right to vote, even though I don't think it's a right, I think it's more of a privilege, is with the idea that we are already gracious as shit already. You know what I'm saying? Giving them the privilege to vote needs to be justified in some way, and I don't feel like you can justify that because, again, it just wouldn't be possible to justify that.
Maddie, can you respond now to everything he said?
I got stuck in this loop last week.
Yeah, but we talked about this last episode too, and when you weren't here, George, we had a little conversation about this.
I know, but you told me it was pretty lame because Maddie didn't defend his argument.
I mean, Maddie just isn't. I mean, as far as I can see, Maddie's kind of a peaceful dude. He's not really the type to really debate, to argue like that. But I mean,
peaceful.
No, it's not even about not debate and not argue. It's just
Maddie, but okay, I know you don't like arguing, like causing a scene, but right here, defend your point because you believe sister, you have a mother, you believe that and you were raised differently. You weren't raised like Matt. You were raised different. You weren't raised the way Matt was. So, what is the reason for you defending that you say it should be like this, like the way you want it, like they should vote?
Because they provide a lot, and number one,
what do they provide?
What do they provide?
First of all, women, they provide the world with us men,
and so do we.
Else.
So do we. There is no human beings without men and women. There is only complaining with women. There's only masculinity with men. Okay, women are annoying. No, I'm just kidding. No, but for real, genuinely, Without men, there wouldn't be humans. Without women, there wouldn't be humans.
But I want to hear. Let Matt talk.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'll
So
give you. I'll be mediating.
genuinely.
Let him say his point.
No, yeah.
And then I'll let you respond.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying, like, what do they provide that only they
Yeah,
provide?
yeah. But we'll ask him as we go on. I'll ask him and let him explain it. So go ahead, Matt. What do they provide?
Matty, buddy. Matty, not Matt.
Matty. What do they provide, buddy? That you say they provide, but what do they provide? You gotta give the examples. This is usually you give examples, but for this topic, you're just going quick about it. And usually that's what's supposed to happen to the other topics. For this one, you're just give examples. You're usually good at that.
Well, what women provide, number one, they provide us with the nurturing aspect of everything we need. Yes, we have the more logical sense, but we also always need the emotional aspect. In my opinion, the emotional aspect on both sides, because without it, how can you truly know what is right and wrong? Just because we say it's right or wrong
Well,
as
logic will
men.
tell you that.
But without emotion, how can we know it's truly logical?
Because it's logical. I mean, logic has. There's no entailment of emotion in logic. There is emotion in what logic makes you feel, but that doesn't necessarily mean logic is faulty. Logic is logic, regardless of how you feel about the logic. And so,
But
if it's
everybody has
logical,
logic.
yeah, if it's logical that a certain thing is wrong, then we can deduce that this certain thing is wrong without having somebody tell us that, morally or emotionally it's wrong. We can deduce these things off of logic. I mean, I would, and I know you would too, Maddie. I would move my moral standard to being something biblical rather than my own understanding. So I have that framework of the Bible and my Christian faith. But we know these things to be,
Come on. Let him talk. Come on. You had your turn. Time for Maddie to talk. Go ahead, Maddie.
Sorry. I get carried away. I'm sorry.
Well, the women deserve a voice just as much as men. Just because we may be physically superior and logical and things and everything that you guys have mentioned, that doesn't take away from the fact that a woman we will always need, because behind every man is what? A good woman, like the saying goes. Yeah, there's probably some things we might not need women for, but taking away their right to vote, then what are they supposed to do? What else are what is the ground of which they're entitled for now?
Well,
Are they just
I can answer that question. I mean, what did women do before they had the right to vote?
what did women do?
They nurtured children. Funny enough, they could still work before they were allowed to vote. People think that, there's this myth that women weren't allowed to work. Women could work. And funny enough, the jobs that they worked back then are the same fucking jobs they work today. Hospitality, education. I mean, it's the same shit. Make or give birth to babies and raise those babies to be good people. Good women that can make more babies and good men that can lead society to prosper. That's what women did before they were allowed to vote, and that's what women should do after they were allowed to vote, and that's what women should do after we take away their right to vote again.
What the hell is wrong with this guy? Matt. Okay, Matt,
Yeah.
keep going, please, because he keeps interrupting you. Maddie, keep going.
No, he asked me a question. I
he
answered
asked you a question.
He said, what do women do, or what are they supposed to do if they get the right taken away from them?
I mean, I'll tell you this. I mean, at the end of the day, I'll tell you my personal experience, because my girl, he doesn't know a thing about politics. I had to explain to her who Trump was and who Kamala and Biden were, and she always complains about the economy, and she always complains about a lot of stuff that has to do with politics. And when I told her, "You're gonna vote," she said, "No. Why should I vote? Like, I don't even know these people." I'm like, "Well, it's the right you have. They give you this right. The I had to explain to her because she told me, "Oh, I want to then for the woman. I want to see a woman president. It'd be nice to see a woman president." I told her, "Women, do you know what she does?" She told me, "No, I don't know anything." I had to show her the videos, explain to her what this woman does, why the economy is so bad. After she opened her eyes and she saw everything the Biden administration did. She saw everything. I mean, I had to sit with her and explain to her everything because she didn't understand politics. After she saw everything, bro, she said, "No, fuck that. I want Trump." And I know why Matt says that they should take the. It's because women usually, I mean, at least with my girl, she didn't know a lot about it. She didn't really pay much mind to it. She didn't care about the voting or none of that. But now she knows. Now she knows why it's important to vote, and she knows now to pay attention to when these people talk. Like, I want to see what they're gonna offer. I want to see what's the plan they have. So a lot of women don't even know this, and they just vote based on feelings. So a lot of them just say, "You know what? The woman president is gonna be so nice." Like, that's basically women. They don't think about, oh, I want.
Oh, what did he get kicked out? Oh, there he is.
Yeah, bro, this thing kicked me out. This thing, every time I talk about fucking women, it just fucking says, or politics. But yeah, bro, basically what I'm trying to say is that women vote based on feelings, men vote based on logic. And unless there's a man or unless there's somebody or a woman that knows about politics, knows what politics is, and they can explain it to other women, women are only going to vote based on feelings. That's how it is. Trump won. Look how many women went out there and they started saying, "Oh, they're going to take away our rights to have abortions." They're not taking away your rights. They're giving it back to the state. Most states have it available. Some states are banning it completely. But you know what? The states that banned it completely is because women voted to ban it completely. It's not just men voting. At the end of the day, there's more women in the United States than there is men. So these women that are voting, they always blame the men. Oh, the men are voting for our rights to be taken away. No, it's women voting to take away your rights to have abortions and kill babies. Because there's more women than men. And in the United States, there's more women than men. And they vote. And guess what, women? They voted to ban abortion. Now, not every state has a ban on it. A lot of states are like Florida. You have, like, I think 3 months. But I think, it's still wrong. But hey, there's states that have it, and there's women that can still get abortions. I don't know why they're saying they're taking away your right. Like, for women, abortions is the only right they have, apparently. That's the only right. They don't care about anything else. Abortion is the only right they have, apparently. And I always question it. I'm like, that's not the only right you have. You don't care about, like, food. You don't care about working. You don't care about money. You don't care about none of this. But yet, abortion is the biggest thing. Like, if you're having an abortion every month, I get it. I'm like, okay, bro, this girl fucking has an abortion every month. I see why it affects her that much.
Yeah, you're gonna go to fucking hell at that point.
Yeah, exactly. But if it's something, I mean, and they even said it. If an abortion is based on rape, an abortion it may cause the mother to die. If the abortion is something that it's
Georgie, sorry to interrupt you, but please refrain from using the R word.
Oh, I know.
You could say
Sorry.
here's a beautiful word you could say instead of that.
apologize.
Say grape, like the fruit.
All right,
Grape.
so abortions can be if you get raped, if the baby is
Good.
going to the other life inside of you, like they're not going to be able to live. These things are allowed. They're allowed. They think that these things are, oh, I'm gonna die because if I'm raped, I have to. Sorry, graped. If I'm graped, I'm gonna have to keep this baby. No, you could choose to abort it because it's a great thing. You go to the station, you say, hey, I was raped. You take the file, the police gives you the paper, you go to the doctor. Hey, look, I was raped. All right, you got a police report. Here it is. Yeah, okay, let's go. Let's do the abortion. Women think that now you get raped, which I don't know why. More men get raped than women. It's proven. More men get raped than women, and yet they say that they're the victims. They get raped more. More men.
Yeah,
get
you don't
raped
see
by
you don't
women
see
than
us
men.
going to look for shmushmortions. You don't see us going out there looking for some abortions or
Yeah,
something.
I mean, and then this is the other thing that kind of pisses me off. Women have lost dignity. That is why I mean, it's hard to find a relationship nowadays. I know Maddie's going through that. Maddie, I know you're not openly searching for a girl, but I know what you mean. Every time you say, bro, these girls are shit, they're trash. And I agree because they don't, I mean, girls go dressed to the street, to public, looking like they work in a corner street at midnight you know, as a looker, you know? They go out there dressed like that. I mean, I was at the mall with my girl the other day, and this girl was walking around with a skirt and a thong. The skirt was up to her butt cheeks. I was like, bro, what is this? Like, what the heck is this? This girl's walking around showing
Yeah, the way females dress
her
nowadays,
entire.
like normally, like when they go out, like a regular day or some shit, is the way they would dress back in the day when men would think
When
that
they
they're fucking
were,
hookers. Like, oh, this chick
yeah,
fucks for
hookers.
money for sure. But now it's like normal dress, I guess.
Yeah, for now it's normal. And they get mad when you tell them, yo, like, oh, you look like a hooker. They're like, what do you mean? You know the comedian Dave Chappelle? He said one of the funniest jokes ever. He says that he went to a bar and this girl was there. She was there, and he went up to her. He approached her because she was dressed provocatively, and he told her, "Hey, see you. You're pretty cute." And she's like, "Oh, don't talk to me. Just because I'm dressed this way doesn't mean I want to talk to you." He goes like, that fucking confused my mind." He said it, and he goes like, "That's not like me dressing up like a cop, and you come up to me, sir, please, officer, I need help." And he's like, "Oh, just because I'm dressed this way doesn't mean I'm a cop." It's kind of stupid. You know, it's stupid. Women go out dressed like that. They get approached, and they're like, "Oh, why are you talking to me, bitch? You're looking for attention. That's the reason you're dressed like that. You want me to come up to you and approach you. You're showing your ass. What do you think I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna stare?" But usually, when a woman dresses like that, they want attention. They want a man to be like, "Hey, look at this girl. She's showing her ass. Let me go up to her. I kind of want to put my dick in it." You know, this is the truth. But no, they get offended by it. And I go back to the voting thing. They vote based on feelings, and they believe everything the TV tells them. When you argue with a when you argue with a liberal, Democrat, a feminist, you're arguing with the TV. I always say, don't argue with those people. You're arguing with the TV. The TV can't hear you. These people would say, repeat everything you hear on CNN, ABC channels. They repeat it, but then when you show them the facts, they walk away. They don't have time for this. Bitch, we're debating. Having a little argument here. Why don't you want to? Oh, because you listen to CNN and they always lie to you. That's why.
I mean, I'm gonna keep it real though. Um, I don't usually use that argument when it comes to women not voting, simply because you can say I would probably say the same thing about a lot of men. A lot of
A
men
lot of men
today,
now,
bro. A lot of men today are
but
fucking
hold up.
stupid,
Let me
bro.
stop you there. A lot of men that they've lost their manhood just because they want to be white knights. And these white knights, they're the most unfuckable people. Just like these fucking feminists, the most unfuckable women in the world. These feminists weigh a ton. They are hideous. Some of them are bald, and there's cancer patients that wish they had hair. These women are ugly. They have piercing up to their ass. They have a hole in every part of the body, aside from the vagina, their ass. They have a hole all over their fucking body. You can identify a feminist just by looking at the nose piercing they have. If it's the one that goes in between both
Then
nostrils,
again, Maddie here is a feminist and he has no nose piercing. So I mean, there's that.
Maddie's not a feminist. All right, he says
Maddie
that
is
to
a
fuck around. He's not a feminist.
self-described feminist. He's missing the blue hair. We can get that for him. He's missing the nose piercings. We can get that for him. He's missing the fishnets. We can also get that for him. But he is a self-described
Hey, Maddie, are you
feminist.
castrated?
You broke up. What happened?
Are you castrated? Did you cut your balls off?
What the fuck?
I mean, every
Uh,
man that was Kamala Harris rally was getting they were doing castrations. They were getting the tubes tied
That shit
up.
was crazy to me. I'm not gonna lie. That shit was
So, Maddie, are you a man that can't have babies anymore?
no, I still have my reproductive organs.
Do
Maddie,
you like
do
them?
you think when you have kids, are you going to like teach? Or oh, sorry, when you have daughters, are you going to teach them like that they should be like that they should go out and into the workforce and make money and like, get a good job and go to school and things like that?
100%,
Like
yes.
what's the first thing you're gonna tell them? Like what do you think you're gonna push to them that's the most important thing for them to do or to focus on?
To Well, one, to find out what they want to do in life, to truly find themselves, and then pursue it.
Yeah, but
You know,
that's all like some mumbo jumbo. What I'm trying to look
yeah,
for here,
mumbo
buddy,
jumbo.
is are you
Look,
gonna tell them like
wait, let
because
me
you
go
have to
first.
wait real quick. Are you like if you're going to push them into a direction a certain way, like okay, I want you guys to do this or I want you guys to do that or I think you guys should do this, whatever. Um, would that direction be to like would you say to school and to go to work and to find a good job and to find a to get a good education and shit? Would that be the direction that you push them forward
Well,
towards like you
the
know
the whole school situation, that me personally, I think college is the most useless thing ever.
It is. I'm still paying off
Um,
my debt.
so yeah, so if it was something, becoming a doctor, a lawyer, or something that you need an actual degree for, like I said, lawyer, doctor, engineer, something you need that could bring you a lot of money, could bring you a lot of opportunities. Yeah, do it. But if they find something that they're passionate about, they're good at, you know what? Do it, make it happen, and let it grow from there. Of course,
You
being
know,
their father, I'd always point them in the right direction.
yeah, but what would you say like if they ask you, Dad, what should I do? I'm outside of high school. What should I do right now? What would be your like your advisement to them? Oh, you should go into school or you should go into I understand don't and I would say don't try to give me like a generalized answer where it's like, "Oh, think about what you want to do in life and then pursue that." Like but say like, "Okay, go even like, go to school or go to trade school or take a year off of school or I don't know."
can I say something
Yeah,
real
yeah,
quick?
of course, buddy.
So in my situation, because I want to have a daughter, God gives me a daughter, I'll be happy. I also want a son, but hey, I'd rather have a daughter because I've never had a sister. I in my family there's a lot of men. There's no women, just the mothers basically. So I would like to have a daughter, but I'm gonna teach her
Oh well, God
how to
willing, buddy. I
treat.
pray that you have a daughter, buddy.
Yeah, I want to teach her how to treat a man, what to expect from a man, and what her goals in life should be. That is what I'm going to teach her
All right,
because
and
I
when
don't
it
want her
comes
to
to
be
the
a little
goals in
rugrat.
life, what would you tell her that her goals in life should be?
Her goals in life should be. Wait, hold on. Her goals in life should be to study, get your career, but that shouldn't be the main goal. The main goal should be to have a family, to find a good man. And I will tell her, you need to find a God loving man, a God loving man that values God and will respect you.
Which one
That
comes
should be your
first?
main goal. That one,
No, I'm saying like
that one.
I guess chronologically, like in the
She
timeline of her life, which one
in the
should she
timeline
focus
of
on
her
first?
life, school should come first because she can't, obviously she's not gonna find a partner until after, after school probably because in school girls now dating at 14, 15. What the fuck is the point of that? For me, I will tell her focus on your career because that's when you're gonna, you're gonna get experience, you're gonna get your stuff. Secondly, you should get your, find a man that's gonna treat you perfect. Now, once she finds that man and she tells me that this is the guy I want, this is the man, they get married. The day she becomes a mother, I'm gonna tell her, look, this is your main job now. Forget your degree, forget all this. This is your main job. This is the most important job a woman can have. That is raising a kid and having a family. That is the most important thing a woman can have.
I agree, buddy.
Because
So right out of high school, she comes to you. She says, "Dad, what should I do?" You're telling her she should go to school.
no, not to go to school. I'll tell her to learn trade, like go to a trade school. Now, don't go to college. That's a waste of time or some money. Because I'll tell her, look, you want to become a, it's gonna take you years. By the time you graduate, you're gonna be probably 35, 38. You know, doctors they take years. You're gonna take a long time. You're gonna have a huge debt. I'll tell her go to a trade school. A trade school could be aviation, like aviation. It could be mechanic. It could be whatever. Trade school. Learn from a trade school. start working, build up money, build up a savings, and then you can open your own business. By the time you do this, you'll be able to either, if you go to school and pursue something else, you could, but you have a business. That's my thing to her would be that. In school wise,
All right, Maddie. Now, what about you, buddy? Your daughter comes to you and she asks you, "Hey, Dad, I don't know what to do. I'm out of high school. Just got out of high school. What do I do? What should I do, Dad?" What are you gonna tell her?
Well,
Again, well, sorry to interrupt. Before you say anything, try to be specific. Don't be general. Okay, go ahead.
I would sit down with her, ask her what her likes and dislikes are, rule out any sort of career or company she can make that does not involve that, and then look at the likes and say, okay, let's look up careers for the things you like. Or if she wants to be her own boss, which I would aim for her to do. I would try to convince her to do. That way, she doesn't have to answer to anybody but herself. Write it down, look at it, see if we can accomplish it. Push her towards her goal, help her see her goal out. And if she fails, hey, let's start again. Let's try another thing until she finds something that it sticks and she's able to do what she likes every day of her life without having to really work a day in her life.
So you would say that you would push your daughter out of high school to kind of go more into the entrepreneur business route.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, those are interesting answers, gentlemen. Thank you very much.
All right, we should be wrapping it up. It's almost 11.
All right, beautiful. Well, if you guys have anything else you would like to touch on before we wrap up here?
Just that Maddie is a little bit soft. I mean, the things we got out of this show was Maddie is a good guy. He's a very loving guy. He's a little bear, but he's also really soft. And that's okay. We gotta have soft men in this world to have more women for us. Maddie, is there anything you want to say?
Kiss my ass.
All
Hey,
right,
Maddie, you
just
gotta.
playing, buddy.
Hey, I'm just gonna say this, Maddie. The day you get a girl, I'm gonna be so happy for you. I'll stand in that corner of that dark lit room that you're gonna be in, and I'm gonna record the first interaction you have with her.
I'm
You
sure
okay
you
with
are,
that,
my
buddy?
brother.
I'll record it. Maddie's never kissed a girl. Maddie's never had a sex with a girl. Maddie's never done anything with a girl. Maddie is a virgin. He's Virgin Mary. Right, Maddie?
Don't disrespect Virgin Mary
Sure
like
thing,
that,
buddy.
you sick fuck.
I'm playing with you, man. I mean, bro, it's funny for Maddie, bro. I like picking on him. He's a good guy. We pick at each other at work. The first thing he does when he walks in is say good morning to everybody, and then just stick the finger at me.
I feel like
That is
yeah, I
the
feel
best
like
morning
sometimes they
thing
just kind
ever.
of have this like sexual tension built up in the air that they
It happens, just like
break
you
that
and
shit.
Brian have a sexual tension. I mean, you're always looking at Brian's ass.
Like you said,
Can't
it
deny it.
happens. Anyways, that's going to be the show. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate everybody who spent their very precious time. Again, last call to my co-host here. Anybody want to speak on anything specifically, or you guys want to wrap up now? You ready to wrap up?
I'm ready to wrap
I'll
up.
give one last closing thing
Go ahead,
before we
buddy.
wrap up. To everyone out there who's listening and tuned in, thank you very much. We really do truly appreciate it. You guys listening and sharing our crazy hectic conversations and everything means a lot to us. It makes us more motivated to continue doing this and having people on and growing. And to anybody out there who may be feeling lost or feeling in low points or you're just in a dark abyss, just know it never hurts to talk and always I'm sorry. And always remember to love yourself, be yourself, and if you believe in God, pray. And if you don't believe in God, I would suggest you find Him or start a journey finding Him so that you may be at peace and love yourself. And always remember talk about issues, no matter how big or small. And always remember you are worth it, you are loved, and you bring many smiles, peace, and love to this world.
What a sweet guy you are.
All right, beautiful. Um, I will give my closing statements now, I suppose. Um, Again, thank you very much for everybody who decided to tune in to this show today. We appreciate every single one of you, and your time is not unappreciated. It is very much appreciated. Um, to all the people who are listening, especially men that we talked about you a lot today. Stay stoic, be strong, and in the very, very wise words of the Apostle Paul, be watchful, stand firm in the faith, act like men, be strong. Let all that you do be done in love. Again, thank you so much for watching. Hope everybody has a blessed night and a blessed rest of their week. Until Thursday, we will see you hopefully, God willing. Make sure to follow the Instagram. Make sure to follow the make sure to follow the Instagram. Subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on Spotify. Give us a good rating. If you guys like the show. Appreciate every single one of you. God bless and good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.